Hey there everyone, Ramesh here. Welcome to Java ArrayList tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll learn everything about ArrayList class with lots of coding examples. So let's take a look into what we will learn in this tutorial. We will learn ArrayList class overview. So we'll take a look into the important key points about ArrayList class first, and then later we'll create an example, like we'll create ArrayList by line coding in Eclipse IDE, and then we create one more example, like we create ArrayList from another collection, and we'll see how to access elements from the ArrayList with example in Eclipse IDE, and we'll see how to remove elements from the ArrayList, and we'll see the different ways which we can use to iterate over ArrayList, and then we'll also see how to sort ArrayList in ascending order and descending order. So we're going to use Java 8 features like Lambda expression and stream APIs to iterate over ArrayList and sort ArrayList in ascending order and descending order. So we're going to use a lot of examples to demonstrate ArrayList features, characteristics. Alright guys, at the end of video we will learn everything about ArrayList and how you can use ArrayList in Java projects. Alright guys, watch this video till the end. You will learn everything about ArrayList. Without further ado, let's get started. So ArrayList class is a very important candidate of Java collections framework, and ArrayList class implements list interface, and list interface internally extends collection interface. Well, let's quickly take a look into the ArrayList class overview now. ArrayList is resizable array, also called a dynamic array, and it grows its size up to accommodate new elements and shrinks the size when the elements are removed. Well, ArrayList internally uses a dynamic array, okay, and it grows its size to accommodate new elements and shrink the size when the elements are removed. It means that ArrayList will increase and decrease its size as per our requirement. So whenever you are not sure about the size of an array, then you should go for ArrayList, because ArrayList will increase and decrease its size as per our requirement. So ArrayList internally uses a resizable array. Let me dive into the ArrayList source code, and let me show you how it internally uses an array. So I am in Eclipse IDE, and this project we have created in previous video, and this is the workspace for throughout this series. This is the JRE system library. Inside that you can find a whole lot of jar files and rt.jar. So this jar file contains all the code packages, and we are going to look into java.util package and ArrayList class present in java.util package. So let's go ahead and let's find out java.util package here. Yeah, here it is. And let's find out ArrayList class. Yeah, here it is. So I have already installed a decompiler in Eclipse so that I can able to decompile .class files. Double click on ArrayList class. So this is the source code of ArrayList class. Okay, and look at here, ArrayList class implements list interface. And ArrayList class is a generic class, and you can pass any type to the ArrayList. And ArrayList internally extends abstract list class. And all the common methods are implemented in abstract list. And look at here, apart from list interface, ArrayList class also implements random access, clonable and serializable interfaces. And look at here, the default capacity of ArrayList is 10. So remember, default capacity of ArrayList is 10. So this is an array that ArrayList internally uses. So you can deep dive into the source code of ArrayList class, and you can understand how the ArrayList internally implemented. Well, if you look at your ArrayList class has couple of constructors. So this is the ArrayList constructor. Here we need to pass an argument, that is initial capacity. If you don't pass initial capacity, then probably you need to call this default constructor or no argument constructor. And if you call this no argument constructor, then by default the capacity is 10. If you go to this variable, this will internally invoke default capacity. Okay, great. So look at here, it will get a default capacity, and default capacity is 10. Okay, if you don't specify capacity to the array list, by default it is 10. Well, by looking into the source code of the ArrayList class, we understood that ArrayList internally implements list interface. Apart from list interface, it will implement random access, clonable and serializable interfaces. And the default capacity of ArrayList is 10, and it internally uses array to store the elements. And there are three constructors in an ArrayList class: no argument constructor, and one more is ArrayList constructor. Here we need to pass initial capacity, and one more ArrayList constructor. Here we need to pass a collection. Okay, so this is the constructor that we need use to create a collection from another collection. Well, this is all about internal implementation of ArrayList, and there are a lot of APIs over there. So in example section, we will understand the important methods of ArrayList class. So I just shown you, right, internal implementation of ArrayList class. So ArrayList class internally uses array to store the elements, and array uses index to represent the elements. So ArrayList also uses indexes to retrieve elements, add elements, etc. And ArrayList allows duplicate and null values, so we can store duplicate elements and null values in ArrayList. And ArrayList is an order collection, and it maintains the insertion order of elements. It means that in whatever order we insert elements to an array list, in the same order it will display. Alright, and you cannot create array list of primitive types like int, char, etc. You need to use a boxed type, that is wrapper classes like integer, character, boolean, etc. So ArrayList is a generic class, right, and generic does not support primitives. So ArrayList we cannot create with primitive types like int, character. So whenever you want to store numbers like integer numbers or characters, boolean, we have to use a wrapper classes. So alternative to primitive types, we have a wrapper classes in Java, right? So whenever you want to store primitive type, then you have to use a wrapper classes with ArrayList. Okay, so this we'll see in example section. ArrayList is non-synchronized. It means that ArrayList is not a thread set. So whenever multiple threads try to modify an ArrayList object at the same time, then there could be a non-deterministic result. Alright, and if you want to use ArrayList in multi-threaded environment, then you should have to explicitly synchronize ArrayList class. So in collections framework, we have collections utility class. So collections utility class provides a couple of synchronized methods to synchronize ArrayList and other collection classes as well. Alright, so I have created Java collections framework project in one of the previous video, and this is ArrayList package, and inside the ArrayList package I am going to create a new class. Right click on a package, new one, then choose class, and let's give class name as ArrayList class example, and choose public static void main method and hit finish. Get rid of this comment, and now we'll see how to create ArrayList object using ArrayList constructor, and we're gonna add new elements to the ArrayList using add method. Alright, let's go ahead and let's create ArrayList class object. Within a main method, let's use list interface as a reference type, and make sure that you import list from java.util package, and let's give a type as string, list of strings, and we're going to create fruits list new and choose ArrayList class implementation. Alright, we just created an ArrayList class object. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll add elements to the ArrayList class object. We can use add method. So add method basically appends a specified element to the end of this list. Alright, so you can just mouse over it and you can read the Java doc. Alright guys, let's go ahead and let's choose add method, and let's add a fruit to the fruit list. I'm going to add banana. Let's go ahead and let's add one more fruit. Let's say apple. Let's go ahead and let's add one more fruit. Let's say mango. Similarly, add one more fruit. Let's say orange. Okay. All right. So look at here, this is the constructor and it is a default constructor, so we are not passing any argument to the ArrayList constructor right here. And the initial capacity of ArrayList is 10. Okay, when we create a empty ArrayList, then the initial capacity of ArrayList class is 10. Okay, you can also define the capacity of the ArrayList. For example, so look at here you can find here are the three constructors. All right, so ArrayList class has three constructors. One is no argument constructor and another is the parameterized constructor. So here we can pass collection object to the ArrayList class constructor, and here third one is parameterized constructor, and in this case we need to pass the capacity to the ArrayList. Capacity means size to the ArrayList. For example, initial size is 10. If you want to assign the size, you can also give size here. For example, I'm going to say 25. All right, something like this. All right, so ArrayList class has three constructor, and we have used default constructor to create object of ArrayList class. Now what we'll do, we'll simply print roots object to the console, and if we run the program, we will be able to see all the elements are printed to the console. Alright, so this is how we create ArrayList class object, and here we are using a list interface as a reference type. ArrayList class internally implements list interface. If you look at the internal source code of ArrayList class internally implements list interface. Okay, and the list interface internally extends collection interface. Okay, so you can use one of the interface as a reference type, and this is the best practice to use interface as a reference type over here. Alright guys, in this example we understood how to create ArrayList class object and how to add new elements to the ArrayList class object and what are the ArrayList class constructors. Alright, and how to display ArrayList class to the console. In previous example, I have demonstrated how to create ArrayList using ArrayList constructor and how to add a new elements to the ArrayList using add method. Okay, now we will see how to create ArrayList from another collection. For that, I'm going to create a new class. Let's give a class name as create ArrayList from collection example. Okay, and quickly create a main method. Great. We'll see two ways we can create ArrayList from another collection. First, we'll see how to create ArrayList from another collection using ArrayList constructor, and second way, how to add all the elements from existing collection to new ArrayList using add-all method. Okay, so these are the two ways we can create ArrayList from another collection. Let me demonstrate both the ways. Let's go ahead and let's create ArrayList class object first. Create ArrayList class object. Okay, now we are going to store first 5 prime numbers in an ArrayList. For that, let's go ahead and let's use a list interface as a reference type, and here we are going to use an integer wrapper class to store prime numbers. So I already mentioned like ArrayList don't support primitive types, so we have to use wrapper classes, right? So here I have used integer wrapper class in order to store primitive integers. Okay, great. Now let's give a reference variable name as first 5 prime numbers, new, and then ArrayList. Okay, let's go ahead and let's add first 5 prime numbers to the list. Let's use add method. Let me copy this line of code, paste it here. 3, and this is 5, and this is 7, and this is 11. Okay, now we have created a list with first 5 prime numbers. Now we're gonna add this list to the other list. For example, now what I will do, I will create one more ArrayList object here. Let's call it as first 10 prime numbers, and then new, and here I'm going to use ArrayList. And look at here, this is the important. So I'm going to use constructor ArrayList, and here I want to pass a collection as a parameter to the ArrayList constructor, right? So let's go ahead and let's choose this ArrayList constructor, and here we can pass this list to the constructor ArrayList constructor like this. Okay, so this is how we can create a ArrayList from another collection. Okay, so look at here, ArrayList constructor has a parameter collection because ArrayList internally implements list interface, and list interface extends collection interface. So here we have given a super type as a parameter. Okay, so don't get confused. ArrayList internally implements list interface, and list interface internally extends collection interface. So that's why we always prefer to provide super class or super interface as a parameters. Alright guys, now we have added this ArrayList to this ArrayList. Now we'll create one more ArrayList which has next 5 prime numbers, and then we'll add that next 5 prime numbers to this list. Okay, let's go ahead and let's create a list and pass integer as a type, and let's say a reference type as next 5 prime numbers, and then ArrayList. Let's use a default constructor, and let's go ahead and let's add next 5 prime numbers dot add 13. Okay, and let me copy this line of code, paste it here, and let's change the values 17 and 19, and then 23, and one more 29. So these are the next 5 prime numbers. Now I want to add these next 5 prime numbers to the ArrayList object, that is first 10 prime numbers, right? So let's go ahead and let's use this object and call add all method. Okay, add all, and this add all method accepts collection object as a parameter. So let's go ahead and let's pass next 5 prime numbers to the add all method. Okay, now if you look at here, we created first 5 prime numbers, and then we have added this first 5 prime numbers to the first 10 prime numbers object, and then later we have created next 5 prime numbers, and then we have added these next 5 prime numbers to the first 10 prime numbers. Now this object first 10 prime numbers contains 10 prime numbers. Now we can go ahead and we can print the result of this object, and you can able to see 10 prime numbers. Alright, put the sysout system.out.println and just pass this object, and let's go ahead and let's run the program. Yeah, here we go. You can able to see 10 prime numbers. So this ArrayList object contains 10 prime numbers. Alright guys, this is how we can create array list from another collection using ArrayList constructor. This is ArrayList parameterized constructor, and this is how we can create an array list from another collection using add all method. Okay, in Eclipse, let's go ahead and let's create a new class. Let's give a name as access elements from ArrayList example, something like this, and choose public static void main method and hit finish. Great. Now let me quickly write the comments. What are the examples that I am going to demonstrate? So in this example we will see how to check if an array list is empty using isEmpty method, and we'll see how to find the size of an array list using size method, and we'll also see how to access element at a particular index in array list using get method, and then we'll see how to modify the element at a particular index in array list using set method. Okay, we'll see the usage of these APIs or these methods within examples in this video. Let's go ahead and let's quickly create a list object using ArrayList. List, and then choose list from java.util package and type is string and give reference variable as top programming languages, and then the implementation class is ArrayList. Okay, now we'll use isEmpty method to check whether the object is empty or not. Okay, let me quickly write this out here. Yeah, so look at here, I just written a string like is the top programming language is empty. Okay, and here I'm just calling isEmpty method on top programming languages object. Okay, so let me quickly run the program, and if you can see the output here, it should print true. Okay, because empty method isEmpty method returns true if this list contains no elements. Okay, and this object has no elements, hence isEmpty method returns true. Okay, this is the usage of isEmpty method. Let me quickly add few programming languages to the list. Yeah, here we go. I have added C, Java, C++, Python and .NET programming languages to the ArrayList class object. Okay, great. Now we're gonna check the size of the list. Okay, let me quickly use size method to check the size of the list. So look at here, I have provided sysout. Here are the top and then object, and just I am calling size method on top programming languages object, and then this followed by string like programming languages in the world. So this will print here are the top and then size of the object and then programming languages in the world. Okay, great. So let me quickly run the program and let's see how it prints the size. Yeah, here we go. We have added 5 elements to the list, hence the size of the list is 5. Okay, great. So this is the usage of size method. So whenever you want to check the size or length of the list, that is ArrayList object, then you can use size method. Okay, great. Now we'll see how to retrieve the element at a given index. Okay, so let me create a string variable here. Let's say best programming language, and then I'm going to call top programming languages object, and I'm going to use a get method to get element at a particular index. So look at here, get method accepts the index as a method argument. So here I'm going to pass index 1. So this will print Java is a best programming language. Okay, I'm going to just provide a sysout here and just print this object, string object. Alright, so let me run the program and let's see the output. Yeah, here we go. So best programming language is Java. So this is how we can get, or we can retrieve element at a particular location or particular index. Okay, so I'm just pass index 1 to the get method. So this get method will return the element, that is Java, from the object. Okay, great. Now let's say one more example. I want to retrieve an element, that is Python. So here I'm going to say second best programming language, and then I can pass index like list index starts with a 0, so this is index 0, and this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So if you want to retrieve Python, then you can pass index 3 here. And let's go ahead and let's put a sys out and let's see the result. Okay, great. Now let me run the program and let's see. Yeah, here we go. Python is printed on a console. Okay, now let's see how to modify an element at given index. Okay, so look at here, in a list we have 5 elements, right? And I'm going to modify this element, so I'm going to replace this element, that is .NET, with C#. Okay, great. Let's call top programming languages object, and this object provides set method. So look at here, set method accepts 2 parameters. First is integer, that is index, and second is element. Let's go ahead and let's choose this set method, and here we're going to pass index of the element that we are going to modify. So .NET element is present at index 4, so let's go ahead and let's pass 4 here, and then element that we are going to update, that is C#. Okay, and let's go ahead and let's print the list to the console, provide a sysout, and then pass this object. Okay, let me run this program and we can able to see. So look at here, .NET is updated with C#. So this is how we modify the list using set method. Alright guys, we have seen the usage of isEmpty, size, get, and set methods. Let's go ahead and let's create a class. Right click on a package, new, and then choose class, and let's give class name as remove elements ArrayList, and then choose public static void main method and hit finish. And in this example I'm going to demonstrate the usage of a remove method, and then a remove all method, and then clear method. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see how we can use these 3 methods to remove elements from the array list. First of all, we are going to create object of the array list. So make sure that you choose a list from the java.util package, and then pass type as string, array list of type string, and just give the reference variable name as fruits, and then array list. Okay, let me quickly add few elements to the array list. Let's say banana, apple, mango, orange, pineapple, and grapes. So these are the few fruits I have added to the array list object by using add method, and this element is present at index 0, and this is at 1, and this element at index 2, this is at 3, this is at 4, and this is at 5. And I have provided a sysout to just print this list. So let's go ahead and let's run the program and let's see the output. Yeah, here we go. So we have printed all the list elements to the console. Now let's go ahead and let's use a remove method to remove a particular element from the list. So I am going to remove the element pineapple at index 4. So let's go ahead and let's use a remove method. Let's call puts object and then call the remove method. So look at here, there are overloaded remove methods. One is first one is remove method, it accepts integer as a parameter, and second remove method accepts object as a method argument. Okay, we're going to first check this one, first remove method, and this remove method accepts index. So we are going to remove the pineapple element at index 4. Let's go ahead and let's pass 4 as an index. Okay, and here I will provide a sysout to just check whether this element is removed from the list or not. Okay, after removing element at index 4, how the list looks like. Let me run the program and let's see how it looks. Yeah, here we go. After orange there is a pineapple, right? So pineapple element is removed from the list. Okay, great. Now let's go ahead and let's use another overloaded remove method. I'm going to call fruits and then a remove. So look at here, we have demonstrated first remove method, right? So here is another overloaded remove method. Let's call it is, let's use that one, and here I'm going to remove a mango which is at index 2. Alright, and let me just provide sysout here. After removing mango element at index 2, okay, and just run the program. Yeah, here we go. So look at here, after banana, apple, there was a mango, right, in the list. The mango element was successfully removed from the list. So this is how we can use remove methods to remove element. So this remove method is basically we use to remove element at a given index, and this we can use directly. We can just pass a element to the remove method to remove that particular element from the list. Okay. Now let's go ahead and let's see how to use a remove all method. Okay, so remove all method we can use to remove a collection of fruits. Okay, for example, if you want to remove multiple elements from the list, then you can use remove all. For example, I'm going to remove 2 elements from the collection. For that I need to create a collection over here like this. So look at here, I have created a ArrayList object and I have added apple and banana. Okay, and I want to remove these 2 elements from the main list. For that I have created sub fruits list object. So I can pass this object to the remove all method. So remove all method will remove these 2 elements from the fruits. Okay, just create a ArrayList object and add apple and banana elements to it, and here I am going to call fruits dot remove all method. So look at here, remove all method accepts collection as a method argument, and we can pass sub fruits list as a method argument. After that I will print a list to the console. Let me run the program and let's see the result. Yeah, here we go. Apple and banana is removed from the list. We can able to see only orange and grapes. So this is how we can use a remove all method. So if you want to remove a bulk of elements from the list, then you can use a remove all method. So one more method is there, that is clear. So we can use a clear method to clear all the elements from the list. so let's go ahead and let's clear the ArrayList object. I am going to use clear method to remove all the elements from the list. After clear, if I print the fruits object to the console, it should print empty. Let me run the program and let's see. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so we can use a clear method to remove all the elements from this list. So this list will be empty after this call returns. Okay, great. So we understood the usage of remove all and clear method of ArrayList class. Okay, so whenever you want to remove something from the ArrayList, then you can use these methods. So I am going to first create a class and I am going to name as different. Okay, so different ways to iterate over a list. All right, and here I'm going to create a main method. So let's create a list of courses. So here are the list of courses. Now let's go ahead and let's see different ways to iterate over this array list. Okay, now let's first see how to iterate a list using basic for loop. Okay, so I'm just going to use int I equal to 0 and here I less than courses dot size. Alright, and I plus plus. So very simple for loop here, and here what we are going to do is we are going to simply print array list here. So list provides a get method and here we can pass index as I here, so this will print a list of courses. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's run this program. So here is the output. Okay, so this is the very simple way to iterate over a list using simple basic for loop. Now let's see how to iterate over a list using enhanced for loop, that is for each loop. Okay, enhanced for each loop for, and here we just need to pass a string here, and I'm going to give a reference name as course and just give a courses, and here I'm going to just print the course. Okay, so this is the second way. So let's go ahead and let's run this program and look at here, this is the output. Okay, and now let us see how to iterate over a list using basic loop with iterator. Okay, so I'm just going to write a comment here, basic loop with iterator, and here we're going to use for loop with iterator. So here in Eclipse here are the shortcuts you can choose. Iterate over a collection, so if you select this, this will give you a iterator. Okay, and here just rename it as a course, and just let's use a sysout to print this course. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's run this program and look at here the output. Okay, so this is the third way. So very simple, right? Now let's see how to iterate over a list using iterator with while loop. Okay, let me write the comment, iterator with while loop. So let's use a while loop here. So while, and look at here in Eclipse you can find these shortcuts, while loop with iterator. So this will give you the iterator syntax, and you need to here we need to first create the iterator. So let me copy this, and this iterator we need to give in a while loop. Okay, and here we need to provide a type like string and string, and here is the course. Alright, and here we are going to print a course. It's pretty simple, right? and this is the generic, so we can give a string here like this. Okay, so this is the another way we can iterate over a list using iterator with while loop. Okay, so let me run the program and let's see the output. Yeah, here we go. Here is the output. Okay, now these are the very simple ways to iterate over a list using before Java 8. Okay, now let us see how to iterate a list using Java 8 features like stream, for each method, etc. Okay, so let's first see using Java 8 stream with lambda example. Okay, first we will see courses with stream. So we first convert a list into stream here, and we are going to use for each method, and inside of for each method we are going to just print the courses. Pretty simple, right? So look at here. So we are using lambda expression with for each method to iterate over a stream, and first we convert a list into stream, and on top of list we use a for each method to iterate over a stream. So let us see one more way, that is using Java 8 for each method with lambda expression. Okay, so we don't convert list into stream, we directly use for each method on list object. For example, courses dot for each method, and here we are going to print course. Okay, so let's run this program and let's see the output. Yeah, here is the output. So these are the different ways to iterate over a list using Java 7 and Java 8 features. Side I have created a class. I have named it as a sort list, and here is a main method. Inside main method we are going to write the logic. So first we create a list. Okay, we are going to create a list of integer, and we are going to use ArrayList implementation of list interface, and let's go ahead and let's add a few elements to the list. Here I am going to add 10. I am just going to copy this, and let's add a few more elements to the list. Let's add 30, 20, 50 and 40. So first we will see how to sort a list in a traditional way. Let us see how to sort a list using traditional way, and then we will move to the how to sort a list in ascending order and descending order using Java 8 lambda expression. Okay, so probably you know this class, right? Collections util class. It provides a sort API, and we can use this API to sort a list in ascending and descending order. So here we need to just pass a list to the sort method, and this will by default sort in ascending order. Okay, great. Now let's put a sys out and let's print a list to the console. And here if I run the program, look at here the output. The list is sorted in ascending order: 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Okay, now let us see how to sort a list in descending order. So collections utility class provides a API called a reverse, so we can use a reverse API or method to sort a list in descending order. So this will sort a list in descending order. Okay, great. Now let's put a sys out to print a list to the console. Here I'm going to run the program. Here look at here the output: 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. So this is how we sort a list in descending order. So this is very simple. Here just we are sorting a primitive types, that is integer. Now let us say how to sort a custom objects. All right, let's create a employee class, and we are going to sort employees by their salary. All right, so let's go ahead and let's create a class, and let's name it as employee, and let's go ahead and let's create a few fields: private int id, private string name, private int age, and private here just provide a salary, long salary. Okay, let's go ahead and let's create a getter setter methods to access these private fields, and also create a parameterized constructor. It's a pretty simple employee class with these fields. And now let's comment out first, and let's create a list of employee objects, list of employee, and here we are going to use ArrayList implementation of list interface, and let's add employees to the Here we have an employee list, and we have 4 elements in an employee list. We have 4 employees in an employee list. Alright, now let us see how to sort employees by their salary. Okay, so probably you know the comparator interface, right? So in order to sort custom objects by their fields, for example, in our case we have an employee, and if you want to sort an employee by their salary or name or ID or age, we have to implement a comparator interface, and we need to provide our own logic to sort a custom object. For example, we are going to create here a class which implements comparator interface, and here we need to provide a type that is employee, and comparator interface provides a compare method, and here we need to write the logic. O1 dot, we are going to sort employees by their salary, so let's go ahead and let's call a get salary, and here it's O2 dot get salary, and salary is a type long, so here we are going to provide a cost. Great. Now what we'll do, we'll again call the collections utility class, and here we are going to use again a sort method. So look at here, sort method is overloaded here, so there are 2 overloaded sort methods, and we are going to use this one, list, and with second parameter is comparator. We are going to pass a comparator. Okay, let's pass employees as a post parameter, and second parameter we are going to pass a comparator interface implementation. Now this will sort employees in ascending order. Now let us print employees to the console. For that, first we need to create a toString method inside an employee class. Right click, source, and generate toString, select all and generate. And here we just provide a sysout, and let's print this, and let's run the program, and here you can see the output. So here we have sorted employees in ascending order by salary. First comes 3,50,000, then 4 lakh, and then 4,50,000, and then 5 lakhs. Alright, this is how we sort employees by their salary in ascending order. So in order to sort employees by their salary in descending order, what we are going to use, we are going to swap the reference here, O2 dot get salary minus 1 dot get salary. So this will sort employees by their salary in descending order. So in order to test this, just call the again a sort method, and here just pass a list that is employees, and just use the my sort. So this will now print employees in descending order. So look at here, just comment out this. Five lakhs, 4,50,000, 4 lakh and 3,50,000. So this is how we sort employees in descending order. It's pretty simple, right? So we need to just swap the reference here. Okay, great. So this is how the traditional way we sort a list in ascending and descending order. Let's go ahead and let's use a lambda expression to sort a list in ascending and descending order. So as we know that comparator interface is a functional interface, and we can use a lambda expression to implement a comparator interface. So let's go ahead and let's use a lambda expression to implement a comparator interface, and we'll sort a list in ascending order and descending order. For that, I'm going to just remove this code, and what we'll do, we just again call the collections.sort method here, and we pass the employees. First we'll see the anonymous implementation of comparator interface. So here we pass the employees, employee type, and here we need to provide implementation for compare method, and just pass this logic. So this will sort employees in ascending order. Let's put a sys out, and let's run the program and let's see the output. So look at here, the employee with 3,50,000 come first, and employee with 4 lakh, 4,50,000 and 5 lakh. Alright, so what we have done, we have provided anonymous implementation of comparator interface. This will sort in ascending order, right? Ascending order. Now in order to sort a list in descending order, what we have to do is we have to just swap the reference. Let's run the program, and here you can see the employee with 5 lakh salary comes first, and then 4,50,000, 4 lakh and 3,50,000. So this is how we sort a list in ascending order and descending order using anonymous implementation of comparator interface. Now we have anonymous implementation, we can replace this implementation with a lambda expression. So how to do that? It's pretty simple. Collections.sort, and here what we need to do is we need to pass a first parameter as employees and second parameter as lambda expression. It's pretty simple to convert anonymous class implementation with lambda expression. So what we have to do is just copy this here, and let's construct lambda expression. So let's remove this name, method name, because lambda expressions don't have name, and here we also remove the type here. Okay, and we also remove a return, and here we need to provide a lambda expression syntax like this, arrow. Okay, and this is the single statement. We can remove curly braces and open braces and curly braces. So this is the lambda expression. Let's copy this and paste here. Alright, pretty simple, right? So I hope you understood how to construct a lambda expression. Let me explain one more time. So copy this method here outside and remove this name because lambda expressions don't have name, and this is the single statement, so we can also remove a return and this curly braces and open braces, and here we need to provide an arrow like this, and we also remove a type here. That's it. It's pretty simple, right? So this is how we construct a lambda expression from the anonymous implementation, and you can just copy this and here you can just paste here. Alright, pretty simple. Now this will sort a list in descending order because we have swapped our references, right? So let me swap the reference and let us sort a list in ascending order first. Let's run the program and look at here. Employee with salary 3,50,000 comes first, and then like this. Okay, now in order to sort a list in descending order, we need to just swap the reference here. So this will sort a list in descending order. Let's run the program and let's see the output. Yeah, here we go. The employee with salary 5 lakh comes first, and then in descending. Pretty simple, right? So this is how we sort a list in ascending order and descending order using lambda expression. Now let us see how to sort an employee by their name. So here we just need to replace a get salary method with get name here, and string provides a compare to method. We are going to use compare to method here and just call o1 dot get name. Alright, pretty simple. Now let's go ahead and let's convert this method with a lambda expression. So lambda expression don't have name, so let's remove this, and this is, let's provide an arrow mark here. This is the lambda expression syntax, and this is a single statement, so we can remove open braces and curly braces like this. Okay, and we also remove return integer, and we also remove the type here, and this is the lambda expression. Let's copy this, and here we need to just replace a second parameter of sort method like this. It's pretty simple, right? I hope you understood how to convert anonymous implementation with the lambda expression. So this will sort a employee by their name in ascending order. Let's run the program. So look at here, Ramesh comes first, and then Santosh, and then Sanjay, and then Pramod. Sorry, here we need to provide O2, right? Yeah, so again run the program and let's see the output. Pramod comes first, and then Ramesh, and then Santosh, and then Sanjay, and then Santosh. Okay, let's sort employee by descending order. So we need to swap the reference like this, O2 and O1. So this will sort an employee by their name in descending order. Let's run the program. So look at here, Santosh comes first, and then Sanjay, and then Ramesh, and then Pramod. So this is how we sort an employee by their name in ascending order and descending order using lambda expression. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in next video.